I was born and raised in California, went to Stanford as an undergraduate, Harvard Medical School, Harvard psychiatric training, research training at the intramural program of the National Institute of Mental Health in Bethesda, fellowship in London for a year after that, assistant professor of psychiatry at Yale for a year, returned to Washington, D.C. area where I was the first chief of the Center for Studies of Schizophrenia at the National Institute of Mental Health. I did a lot of different things there, but the one sort of lasting contribution is the Schizophrenia Bulletin, which is a world-class journal, and I think in the citations index for psychiatry, it's the third most cited journal now, something like that. So it's quite a prestigious journal, and I basically started it and was its first editor-in-chief. I did the Satiric project, for which I am well known, while I was at the National Institute of Mental Health, and basically the project was in Palo Alto and I was in Washington, and I did a lot of telephone and airplane work on that project. In 1980, I went to Italy for almost a year to study their new law governing the whole mental health system, a nationwide law that was quite radical by some people's standards, not by others. And I went to see how well it was being implemented, because it was a radical change. From there, I was a full-time professor at the Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences in Bethesda. When I left there, because I retired from the Public Health Service, I became the clinical director in Montgomery County, Maryland, which is right adjacent to Washington, D.C. It's used to be a bedroom town. Now it's got its own sort of industrial base as well, and was there from for 8 years, and created quite a good system of a very good system of public care. And I was then recruited because San Diego thought they wanted to reform their system. I think that was a wish on some people's part, but not the people who really counted. And so after a couple of years, I decided that I was wasting my time working for San Diego County, so I resigned. And since then, I've been doing Soteria Associates, which is a consulting company. I see clients, I see families, I do a lot of email work. I travel to give lectures and seminars and so forth. And I am a clinical professor of psychiatry at UCSD. I guess that brings me up to date.